Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuznuz, and in today's video, we are going to be looking at 3 money-making methods targeted towards high-level players. These will be requirements ranging anywhere from level 75 to level 99, and will be a variety of methods including PVM, skilling, and more. I try to provide a variety of different methods in all my money-making guides to make them interesting because I know people don't like doing the same methods over and over again. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want more moneymakers like this. Also be sure to check out my channel for tons more money-making guides as I make them for low, mid, and high tier players. So without further ado, let's get right into the first method. So the first method is going to be cleaning grimy herbs with the 99 Herblore Cape perk. For this method, the only requirements you'll need is of course level 99 Herblore for the Herblore skill cape, and a decent cash stack between 50 and 100 million GP. So the way this method works is the Herblore skill cape allows you to clean your whole inventory of herbs in one click. So what you'll want to do is set up a preset with all your grimy herbs and wear your Herblore skill cape. You will then want to put the Herblore cape on your action bar as the same hotkey as your preset. I use the number 1. This will allow me to click the number 1, withdraw my preset, and then click the 1 key again to clean my inventory of herbs with the Herblore skill cape. Then I click the bank and repeat. You can clean herbs so fast with this method. It's really easy also once you get into a rhythm. So for finding the right herbs to clean, you will of course need to check the prices. Do not just buy the herbs without checking how much a grimy and clean herb of that type buys or sells for. And then you want to multiply it out to see how much profit you will make and determine if it's worth it for you. Prices can fluctuate, but you should be able to find some herbs that will work well if you look hard enough. I ended up buying 10,000 grimy lantidimes for 82.7 mil GP. Of course, there is also a buy limit of 10,000 grimy herbs per 4 hours. So to be able to do this method for longer, you will either have to buy your herbs over time for a few days, or have some friends or alternate accounts buy you herbs. Whatever works for you. And as you'll see in the next clip, it is so worth it. Alright, so now we're going to look at the profit. I cleaned all 10,000 herbs in just about 10 minutes of time, and it was really easy once I got into the rhythm of things. So I paid 82.7 mil GP for my grimy lantidimes. I didn't slow buy them either, I instant bought them all. I ended up selling them over time for 8,549 GP each, or 85.5 mil GP. It didn't take too long, maybe about 30 minutes. And I made a 2.8 million GP profit, and it only took me 10 minutes. This comes out to over 16 million GP per hour. Of course, you could make even more if you had patience and slow bought all the herbs and also slow sold them. I'd put this method very easily at 15 to 20 mil an hour if you have the funds and can get access to a lot of grimy herbs, but I think it is well worth the effort. Alright guys, so the next method is going to be another herblore based method, which is going to be collecting cave nightshade and turning them into weapon poisons. To do this method, you're going to need level 82 herblore, 97 farming, Grace of the Elves, and a Skavid Map from the Watchtower quest. To start this method, it's going to consist of 2 parts. The first part is going to be collecting the cave nightshade, and the second is going to be turning it into potions. To start collecting cave nightshade, you will need this equipment setup, which is basically just teleports, Grace of the Elves with porters in it. Then you'll want in your inventory a Skavid Map, which is obtained during the Watchtower quest. You can get this back by speaking to the guard at the very end of all the bridges at Gutnoth. You will also need a light source. Seer's Headband can save you some inventory space. You will then want to go to this marker on the map and go into this dungeon entrance. You will then just pick up Cave Nightshade and your Grace of the Elves will bank it for you. Now, this can be done in 2 ways, AFK or hopping worlds. You can either pick these Nightshade and then sit there AFK and you can just let them respawn, which is really nice if you want to AFK something. Or if you prefer to do things faster, you can hop worlds and constantly pick them while hopping worlds. After this, you will need to take your Cave Nightshade and make them into weapon poison. For this, you will need to buy vials of coconut milk and poison ivy berries. For equipment, I recommend the botanist outfit and the botanist amulet, and also it is highly recommended to use a portable well. Then you will just put your Cave Nightshade into your coconut milk and then put the poison ivy berries into the unfinished potion you get from that. And then that will make a weapon poison. It's a really simple method, and if you'd like, you can spend hours sitting there collecting Cave Nightshade, and then once you get a ton, you can all at once make it into weapon poison to get some really good herblore XP and some nice profit. Or you can do it the way I did, where I spent about half my time collecting the Cave Nightshade, and then I spent the other half making potions. So now that we have that out of the way, we're going to go and see how much profit I made. Alright, so in total it took me only around 4 minutes to collect 100 Nightshade, but I was using the hopping world method, so I was constantly hopping worlds and picking it. And then it took me another 4 minutes to make them into potions. So this took me around 8 to 9 minutes in total, somewhere near there. So I did save quite a bit of supplies with all my botanist outfit, my well, and my botanist amulet, so I ended up with more potions. In total, this is how much we made. It cost us 1.7 million supplies, and after selling the potions on the GE, we made 1.3 million GP profit in around 8 minutes, or over 10 million GP per hour. And the thing I didn't even mention is this is a great method for herblore training too if you want to make money. You can get around 150 to 200k herblore XP an hour, and this will make you tons of money with just a bit of effort. So if you really want to level up your herblore, you could go and pick these Nightshades for a whole day, and then the next day you could come and just spend all day making them into potions, and you'll be training your herblore, getting some decent XP, and also making some really good money. So all in all, this is around 8 to 10 mil GP an hour, depending on what method you use to pick the Nightshades, and I think it is a really good method considering all the XP you get as well. Alright guys, so this last method is going to be a PVM method, and it's going to be killing the elite version of the giant mimic boss. For this method, I recommend you have tier 85 to 90 weapons and 90 plus combat stats, with Soul Split, Turmoil, and Overloads being highly recommended as well. So to start this method, you will need to buy Mimic Kill tokens off the Grand Exchange, and they are about 20k GP each. This will allow you to kill the Giant Mimic. The Giant Mimic has 4 versions, Easy, Medium, Hard, and Elite, and we are going to be killing the Elite version. I'm not going to go super in depth on how to kill the Giant Mimic, but I will give you a basic rundown and link the wiki guide below. It's pretty simple. So for your gear setup, I recommend the best setup you have that won't cost you a ton of money in charges. So you won't need to use like Tectonic or anything here. I use this setup. However, my setup was a bit overkill, as you don't really need a scrimshaw or a book or expensive bolts like I had. For your inventory, I just brought overloads, adrenaline pots, a bit of food, and prayer. You really don't need much food, if any, if you dodge all the mechanics right. So to start the Giant Mimic fight, you'll want to use your Giant Mimic token and teleport to the elite version of the Giant Mimic. A timer will start and you will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to kill the Giant Mimic, which is plenty of time, but make sure you're paying attention and DPSing as much as you can. Now I will be going over a basic mechanic breakdown of the Giant Mimic. So the Giant Mimic has 3 attacks. The first is the Giant Mimic will charge at the player and you'll need to run out of the way or surge away. Usually I just surge through the Giant Mimic and it works pretty well. The next mechanic is going to be the coin launch attack, where the Mimic will open its mouth and send out 3 batches of coins. Just run away to dodge them. They are a bit delayed, so make sure you pay attention and they don't accidentally hit you. The last mechanic is the leap attack, which the giant mimic will leap in the air and land on you. All you have to do is just surge away right when the giant mimic leaps. The giant mimic will also summon 2 minions and heal any damage you deal him at 100k and 50k life points. So make sure you kill the minions as soon as possible and then get back on the giant mimic. That's really all there is to the fight, and you will get a huge loot box from every kill. These can contain tons of items, from spirit gems to scrimshaws to item override tokens and much more. This is where your main money will be made. In around 30 minutes, I ended up killing 20 giant mimics. The average is around 30 to 40 kills an hour, but I'm sure if you're really good at DPSing, you could get even more. Now we are going to open my loot boxes and check the total loot. So after a round killing the giant mimic for 30 minutes, we got all these loot boxes. In total, we got a decent amount of tradable scrimshaws, we got a bit of cash, we got some dragon stones, we got a ton of spirit gems, and some Slayer VIP tickets. Now, in total, this comes out to about 5 million GP, the majority of that coming from the scrimshaws, which are just an uncommon drop. And we made this in around 30 minutes. Now, minus the cost of tokens, we got around 4.5 million GP, which equates to about 9 million GP an hour. Of course, there are better drops that you can get that will sometimes increase your profit per hour, but I would say the Elite Giant Mimic is a solid 8 to 10 mil GP per hour, and in my opinion is a really fun way of making money doing a boss you may not have heard of, and it is just a really fun boss to do, and I highly recommend trying it out. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to leave a like below if it helped you out, and make sure to subscribe for more money making guides like this and tons more RuneScape 3 content. I make tons of videos and upload 3-4 times a week, so make sure to subscribe. We're getting close to 7k, so thank you guys so much. And I also want to thank all my channel members for supporting me and supporting the channel. You can click the join button below to see some cool perks you can get and support the channel at the same time. Affiliate links are also in the description if you'd like to support my channel as well. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.